Many people wonder at what age that they're able to start flying an aircraft, solo an aircraft, get their private pilot's license, or even do their commercial pilot's license. Well, it's Caleb here from Air 101, and today I have some answers for you. Also, if you stay to the end of this video, I'm going to give you my personal recommendation of how to get proficient in flying an aircraft before you even hop into an aircraft. Did you know that you can start flying an aircraft at any time as long as you can comfortably reach the controls of the aircraft? Obviously at that time you'll need to be with an instructor, but technically this means, for example, a 12-year-old that can reach the controls comfortably can actually start their flight training and start time building. The only thing is at this time you won't be able to solo. If you want to be able to get a student pilot permit and be able to fly the aircraft solo, then you'll need to be 14 years old. Imagine that. You don't even have a driver's license at that time, but you're able to fly an aircraft by yourself. Of course, you would have to be signed off by a flight instructor for each flight. So you've been flying for a while now and you want to get a license so that you don't have to be signed off by an instructor for each flight you do. Well, then you'll have to wait until you are 16 years old. At 16 years old, you can get what's called your recreational pilot permit. This means you can fly a 4-seater aircraft or less all on your own. The only thing is you'll only be allowed to carry one passenger with you at this time. But at this time you can also get your float rating, which is super awesome. Now another year goes by and you're 17 years old. You can now get your private pilot's license, which opens up a whole new world for you. This means you can get your night rating and fly at night, your IFR rating, which means you can fly in the clouds, and now you can even fly across the border in a small aircraft. But of course you'll need your parents' permission first, and of course any other required documents. Now think about this. By this point you could have already been flying for 6 years if you had started when you were 12 years old, and maybe at this point you have 200 plus hours. Well, now that you're 18 years old, you can get your commercial pilot's license and start making money from your flying. Can you believe that you could still be in high school, and instead of working a job at the mall, you could start flying to make some extra money? Now, if you build up 1,500 hours, by the time you're 21, you could get your airline transport pilot's license and possibly fly for an airline. How cool would that be at 21 years old? Now that you made it to the end of the video, I'm going to tell you my recommendation on how to get proficient in flying before you even hop into an aircraft. Now it sounds really simple, but I recommend playing a lot of flight simulator games. Here's why I say this. I have taken up a lot of people over the years, but the ones that just hop into the aircraft and can start flying at the best are all young people that have been playing flight sim games for a long time. I remember when I did my pilot's license, at the school that I was doing my license, there was another kid that was 14 years old that had already done his first solo. The instructor said he was a very good pilot because he had played so much flight sim. He would literally not fast forward any flights to get to a location in the game, but instead he would just take his time and fly each flight no matter how long it took. Now remember, these requirements are for Canada, but they're all fairly the same around the world. If you can get your pilot's license while you're young, it will help you build an amazing career. I remember doing insurance for this one pilot on an aircraft. He already had 5,000 hours and he was only 25 years old. Now have fun being the coolest kid in high school because you already have your pilot's license. Now stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.